Hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. I just have to sit down. Takes a minute. I'm in my craft room. Yay! And I am sitting. Yay! For those of you following the saga, I injured my tailbone. It's now been over 2 weeks and it is getting better. Slowly but surely. We'll get there, but I am able to actually sit for some periods of time now. Oh, sorry, I'm fixing my light here, moving the camera. But it is getting better, so I am able to sit for some short periods of time, and really the most painful part now is just standing up. So at least I'm able to sit again, kind of, mostly, kind of. All right, guys, I am trying to pull up the live on the, I have my laptop next to me. I don't normally pull up my lives next to me because I have a really hard time keeping track of comments and stamping at the same time. So that is why I normally don't respond to comments during it's that multitasking thing is really, it's really hard for me to do, but today I'm going to pull it up because I want to make sure that I can answer questions as we go. All right, I think I'm live. I need to, there's always a delay on Facebook, so I need to make sure that it is catching up with me. All right, I think we're there. All right, we're going to make these adorable little cards today. So this is my Awesome Otters Stampin' stack. So if you RSVP'd for the kit, if you got the kit, you should have already received it, and you should have also received a PDF that told you what you needed to prep. That prep work included trimming your DSP. The kit included a ton of DSP. You got one of every pattern in the Sunshine and Rainbows pack. So you had to trim down your DSP, and we're going to use it all the pieces that you trimmed on your cards today, and then anything that's left over is yours to keep for alternate projects. And then other prep work that needed to be done was all the stamping and coloring of the otters, and some of them were fussy cut too. So we're not going to do any of the stamping and coloring of the otters. That's all prep work that should have been done in advance. Now, if you are making the alternates of all these cards, of course you needed to do that with your hedgehogs, do the same with your hedgehogs, or if you're doing the nuts and bolts set, you needed to do that as well with the nuts and bolts set. Now, all of the pictures, all the instructions, the PDF of the prep work, it's all going to be on my blog as when we're done with this. It's probably going to be about an hour after we're done with the live. So just bear with me. It's going to take a few minutes to get the video up, and then I need to finish a few things on the post, but otherwise it should go up pretty quickly. Now, I'm not going to show you the nuts and bolts or the Happy Hedgehog set. We are only making the otters cards today, but all of the assembly is the same, and we're actually going to start with this little flirty flamingo one. So I'm actually in my craft room. Yay! So hopefully if I forgot anything, it's at least in arm's reach, hopefully. If I have to get up, I don't think I have to get up. The cards are pretty simple. All right, so you'll see that I've prepped all my stuff, and then I put all my pieces into the coordinating envelope, and that was shown in the PDF, all the pieces that you needed for each card, and they should be in the coordinating envelope. So I need to make sure that I have everything in my little hat. Okay, so for this card, if you don't have all your pieces prepped, you are going to need your little otter that is standing up, and then the little birthday hat. These should have been stamped and colored and fussy cut. For coloring, I think I used crumb cake. I might have used soft suede. It's all listed in the PDF, and then the hat was flirty flamingo. Other supplies, you'll need your trimmed DSP. This is the 1x3 piece, and this is the 3x2 piece, whichever patterns you choose. And then supplies that came in your kit, of course, are your card base. You should have pre-cut tags from the tailor-made tags, and then a piece of white for your greeting. And you should have enough for 2 cards. This is a Stampin' stack, so we're going to make 2 of each card. So let me set these aside. I'm going to pull out the nuts and bolts version and the Happy Hedgehogs version if you are making these. So for these, you're going to need one little hedgehog, and of course I colored him, and then I punched out his little shell, and that is popped up on a dimensional to give him a little bit of extra dimension, and then I also colored a butterfly as well. All right, make sure you also have your genial gems handy and your little seam binding ribbons. So I'm going to set these off to the side. Hopefully we can kind of see them. If you need me to show them in picture, I know we're probably not going to get all of them on camera, but we're going to actually start with some stamping. So go ahead and put all of your pieces off to the side, and we're going to stamp the card bases. So grab some scrap paper. This one is pretty well used. I haven't actually stamped in my at my desk in a while. It feels so funny. This is the first time I've stamped in my desk in over 2 weeks. The rest of the time I have been taking stuff to go in the kitchen to stamp. Ugh, it's been a process, guys. Don't hurt your tailbone. It's awful. All right, now for the stamping on the background, for the little otters, we are going to use the little birthday hat. We're going to stamp that repeatedly all over the background. You can see that it's stamped all over the background. Now for the nuts and bolts set, if you're using this one, I stamped the hearts repeatedly in that stamp set all over the background. And then for the hedgehogs, I stamped the little tree all over the background. So whichever one you're doing, you can do whatever you want. You can also do a background stamp, any background stamp. You can do like balloons. You can look at your other sets. What do you have? You can figure it out. Make sure to kind of turn your hat a little bit. Don't forget to stamp off the edge. That really makes it look more continuous. Ooh, that one didn't stamp well. We'll have to cover that one up. We'll have to make sure that one gets covered up. Now most of this part is all going to be covered up, so I'm not really too concerned about that. All right. All right, and tomorrow, you guys, I'm going to be live again tomorrow. This is a big weekend. All right, I think that's good for this one. We'll bring in my next one. When you're making a stack of cards, it's good to do everything in a process, or in an assembly line. So you do all your stamping first, do all your coloring first, do all your fussy cutting first, all of that. So that's why we did a lot of that prep work. And I'm stamping this in Flirty Flamingo ink on our Flirty Flamingo card base. I just stuck my finger in my ink pad. But I will be live again tomorrow, like I was saying, for our celebration Facebook Lives. I'll be live again at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And we only have a couple weeks left of celebration. So less than a couple weeks, because we're down to what, like 9 days left of February. So if you haven't gotten all those celebration items, including this Awesome Otter stamp set, make sure that you shop my online store. You can shop using this host code in February and get that Awesome Otter stamp set. All right, so there are our stamped card bases. I don't know how well they're going to show up on camera. They are tone on tone, but in person, it just adds that little bit of extra something that you need for your cards. All right, let's move on to the assembly. Now I know that I am moving pretty fast. I'm a fast stamper. I'm gonna admit it. I get told that all the time. You're too fast. But remember that the video replay will be on my blog, so you can go back and watch it at your own speed. You can pause it. I'm trying to look for my glue. So you can watch it at your own speed, or go back and watch it again if you need to. All right, so we're going to start with our 1x3 inch pieces, and I'm using a different DSP than I did for this card. I'm using these fun little polka dots. I love these little, oh, that pattern is so pretty too. I was going to use the polka dots, but yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the polka dots. Maybe I'll do one of each. Oh, I'm so torn. This DSP is so fantastic. I am so sad that it is going away. And let's do one of each. No, I'm gonna stick with the dots. I am so indecisive. I am so sad that this DSP is leaving us in just, what did I say, 9 days? Oh, I'm so sad. I love this DSP. Some of my favorite DSP of all time. So you'll see that I kind of stuck that off to the left-hand side, kind of at an angle. It doesn't have to be straight. That is the beauty of this. It can be a little wonky. And then we're going to stick our other piece of DSP down, and it's going to go kind of right over that at another little wonky angle. It does not have to be straight. And I think that's fantastic, because I think that we can all kind of sit here and go, oh, is it straight? Is it straight? But when you purposely put it on crooked, you don't have to worry about any of that. Isn't that cute already? You can just add a greeting. It'd be fantastic. All right, let's do our greeting stamping. Well, you guys, I've made these cards so long ago. I don't remember the great process to do this. Okay, we're going to stamp our greetings. I'm going to set these off to the side. This one I'm using it's birthday time in that stamp set. If you don't like the greetings in the otter set, look around with what you have. And I am, let's see, hopefully I can stamp these straight. I'm just using Memento. That's not, let me try again. Let me try again. Paper has two sides. That one was much better. All right. Oh, clearly let's try again. Clearly I can't talk and stamp at the same time. So my husband took my children. They are all out of the house. There's nobody in the house but me and the dog. So hopefully the dog will stay quiet. No guarantees on that though. If a cat walks by, it's fair game, guys. All right, let's build up our tags. I'm going to move these off to the side again. You can see how completely chaotic I stamp. All right, we are going to attach our greetings with some dimensionals. I'm going to use the strips here, the ends. These are fantastic for greetings. But I want to put my greeting down first because the otter is standing on the greeting. Now, let's go back to these cards as well. Now, if you were doing the hedgehogs, I just stamped the greeting right on the bottom of the tag for the hedgehogs. And for the nuts and bolts set, I stamped the greeting again on the greeting piece, and you'll adhere that down to the greeting, or to the tag. All right. So I'm just going to stick this along the bottom, leave maybe about 1/2 inch. Now this is going to hang off quite a bit, so make sure you don't have adhesive going all the way to the edges. And actually, this is hanging off a little more than I like, so I'm just going to trim this just a little bit. I didn't do that to my examples, but, you know, I think I like it trimmed. All right. There is our tag. We're going to stick some dimensionals on the back of our otters. So a couple dimensionals on each little otter. There we go. And we're also going to stick a dimensional on the back of our hats. I'm actually just going to cut a dimensional in half for each hat. You can use the mini dimensionals if you want. If you have those handy. I don't think I have any of those on my desk, so we're just gonna trim them. All right, so our little otters, our little guys, oh, they're so cute. He's just gonna stand right on top of that greeting, and we're gonna put a little hat on him, just like that. Oh, so cute. These little otters, they are so cute. This hat, I think maybe we'll go on this side, kind of cover up his ear a little bit. Oh, so cute. Love it. All right, now in your prep work, it said to tie 6 bows with your seam binding. You got 3 yards of seam binding in your kit if you pre-ordered the kit. So go ahead and stick those on some glue dots. And then instead of tying it around the tag, we're just going to stick it right on the little tag instead of having to try to manipulate a knot in that little tiny hole. I'm going to stick the ribbon right on top. Nobody will ever know. I kind of stick the ribbon behind his hat there. All right, so cute. All right, this goes on with dimensionals, of course. All right, a couple dimensionals on the back of each of these. And then we'll stick these onto our cards. I love these cards. They are quick and simple. They would make a great little gift of cards. You can gift these to a friend. Would have a nice little stack of cards. Isn't that cute? That is card number 1. So cute, right? I have a nice little set of 3 now. Oh, we're not done yet. The genial gems. So if you got the kit, you also got a, I'm gonna use this one. You also got a set of half a package of genial gems. These are fantastic. Now, I'm running a little low on mine, so I'm going to use the green ones for these cards. I love these genial gems. They actually come, these are soft succulent and pale papaya, but they actually go with so many things, and they have like little gold specks in them. They're gorgeous. So a couple on those. I put 3 on each of them. Just kind of going through, and I'll do one more down here. Fantastic. Look, that one's all done. I love it when I finish them. So cute. Okay, now this card is done, and you'll finish them the same way if you were doing the nuts and bolts or the the hedgehogs, you're going to add your genial gems, add your ribbons, and everything gets attached with dimensionals, of course. So cute. Oh, I love them. Right, so that is card number 1. So let me clean these up. And we will move on to card number 2. So let me put those off to the side here. Clean up a little bit. And we are going to move on to, where's my otter one? Here we go. We're going to move on to this one, our little pool party one. And so this is the nuts and bolts version. And this is the hedgehog version. Now remember, there will be full pictures of all of these cards up on my blog when the video is done. Give me some time to get them up. All right, so all your pieces should be in your envelopes. I'll make sure that I have them all. So this, we have cut our DSP. Now this DSP is the same on either side. And again, those cutting directions are in that PDF. The PDF will also be linked on my blog as well. So it is the same pattern on either side. So I love this pattern. This is one of my favorite patterns. So that's why we're using this one. And then you also have a piece of white for your greeting. I don't know the exact measurements of this. It'll be in the PDF, I think. And then a piece of pool party. And I don't think I mentioned in the PDF that this one is embossed with the Hive embossing folder, but you can emboss it with any embossing folder. It doesn't have to be the Hive. All right. And then of course your little stamped and colored otter that was pre-cut. And this circle is actually from the Beautiful Shapes dies. And there's just a little bit of texture around the edge of the circle, which I love. All right, so let me get all of these out of the way. I think we're just going to stamp our greeting first. So let me get out my papers, my greeting pieces. And let me set this off to the side. I don't know where to put anything. All right, this one we are going to use You're Otterly Awesome. And this is the only additional stamping we're doing on this card because we've already pre-stamped and colored our otter. So this is the only one we're doing. Now, these papers I cut just a little bit bigger. I actually cut them big enough to work with either of the greetings with the hedgehogs or the nuts and bolts. The otter greeting is just a little bit smaller. So I'm actually going to stamp that one toward the bottom. And then we're going to do a little bit of trimming on this. Okay? So grab your paper trimmer. And I know I didn't tell you guys to get that out in advance, but you can also use your scissors too. So I'm just going to use my little paper trimmer here and just going to trim that off just so it's the height of the greeting. You can use scissors as well. Okay, perfect. Just like that. All right, let me move my paper trimmer and I'm just going to flag this end. Probably should have left a little more on my right side, but that's okay. Just gonna use my scissors. If you have a punch that you like to use to flag your ends, you can use that as well. Okay, there we go. All right, perfect. Love it, love it, love it. All right, now it's just assembling. So this is the easy part. Let me fold up my card bases. Card bases are all the same. This is Pool Party, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And let me move all these pieces off to the side here. And we are going to glue down our embossed pieces first. Actually, I think I don't know which side I like. This Hive embossing folder is very cool. One side looks almost like bubble wrap, and the other side looks like a little beehive. So it's very, very cool. And this just goes right onto your card base. And I think I'm going to use my liquid glue to adhere it down just because I'll do one on each side. When you have all this texture, the Stampin' Seal, it's great, but I want to make sure that it stays really nice and secure. So liquid glue is always a good one for heavily embossed pieces. Okay, perfect. Put that away. I think we'll need that again. So you can see I did one of each side. So this is more like the Hive side and this is more like the bubble wrap side. So you can decide which side you prefer. I really like them both. This is such a good embossing folder. This one is in the mini catalog. And so let me move these off to the side just a little bit. And we're going to put adhesive. I'm actually going to put adhesive on all of my pieces here so we can adhere them all at once. I love this pattern. This is one of my favorites. Wouldn't it be great if Stampin' Up! Just said, oh, we're going to keep the Sunshine and Rainbows DSP? I don't think they're going to say that, but it sure would be great. All right, so I'm going to make sure that there's an equal border around the left, the right, and the top. And that's where I'm going to put my DSP, my bigger piece. This is my 3x3 piece. And then we have a 3x1 piece. And I'm just going to make sure that we have that same border around the bottom and the left and the right again. If there's a little gap in the middle here, that's okay because it's all going to be covered up. I'd rather that the border all be the same. So don't worry about that little gap. If you have a direction to your DSP, make sure you're gluing it down with the right directional pattern. You don't want those rainbows to go upside down. All right, perfect. Oh, it's so cute. This DSP, it just makes me so happy. All right, you guys know these are going on with dimensionals. So grab your dimensionals. I'm actually going to stick my greetings on first because those are going to hang off a little bit. So that's going to tell us where to put our otters or hedgehogs or nuts and bolts, whatever you guys are doing. This one, so I'm going to let it overhang just a little bit of that DSP. Make sure it doesn't go off the side of your card. Just overhang it a little bit. The circle is pretty big, so it's going to take up quite a bit of room. So, all right. Some dimensionals on the top and bottom of my circle. And then we'll peel those dimensionals off, the backings off. And we'll stick these down. You are utterly awesome. So cute. There we go, just like that. Oh, it's so cute. All right, we need some ribbon. We need our bows, 2 of the bows that we pre-tied. I'm going to stick those onto my glue dots. And then those are just going to go down here. I'm just going to lift up my circle just a little bit and just put the knot under there so we just see the bows poking out. The knot is just going to be hidden underneath the otters there. And the bows will poke out there. So cute. Love it. All right, finishing touch. We need our genial gems. My take your pick tool go. I should really not put the lid on that. I know I'm going to need it. So this one I'm going to use the pale papaya ones. I'm going to put one up here and then 2 along the bottom down here. So cute. All right, and that will finish off card number 2. I love this card. I think it's the DSP that gets me on this card. It's one of my favorite patterns. All right, so these are my otters, and then if you are making the nuts and bolts or the Happy Hedgehogs, these are the ones that are going to coordinate with those. Now for the hedgehogs, I used soft suede ink, but the rest of them are Memento ink for the greetings. So cute. All right, that is card number 2. We have one more card left to make. This one might be one of my favorites. All right, so cute. I know there should be like a drinking game for how many times I say cute, right? Oh, let me get out the nuts and bolts version and the Happy Hedgehogs version of this card. So get out all of your supplies. We have more DSP that we've trimmed. We have 2 more pieces that are 1x3 and then 1 piece that is 3x2. These are easy measurements, so when you're trimming up your DSP, you're going to get a lot per sheet. The DSP comes in a 6x6 pack in the Sunshine and Rainbows pack, so you're going to get a lot of 1x3 pieces. You're going to get a lot of 2x3 pieces, and even the 3x3 pieces, you'll get 4 per package. So I'm going to set my DSP off to the side. And then for this one, we also have a piece that is, I think this is 3x5. It says in the PDF, but this one is embossed with the dots folder, and this one is the checks and dots folder package. Oh, this is 4 3/4 by 3.5. So I was a little off. 3.5 by 4 3/4. And then this one is embossed with that dots folder. And then you also have a couple more pieces for greetings. And you have some of these hexagons. And this was in your PDF to make sure that you stamped these. And then I just used some Pool Party just to color the water around these. You'll also have otters that you have pre-stamped. These we're just going to place right on top. And that way his little tail can hang off, because on the hexagons his tail gets cut off. So make sure you have all of these pieces. And I'm going to set those aside and we'll start with our assembly. No, let's start with stamping our greeting. Let me move these things out of the way. We're going to do our greetings, and we're going to do these the same way. I'm using the same You Are Utterly Awesome greetings, and these are cut a little bit bigger, so we are going to have to trim them a little bit. It is perfectly sized for the nuts and bolts greeting. And then if you were doing the hedgehogs, I stamped the greeting right on top, and then I also stamped some grass under those hedgehogs. Okay, so let's get our Utterly Awesome stamp out. And we're going to stamp this. This one I'm going to leave a little bit more room for my little flag banners. That one's a little crooked. Maybe I'll go back and redo that one. So hard to, they're both okay. So hard to stamp when there's a camera in the way, because I normally get right over it, but with the camera, it's a little bit trickier. All right, so I'm going to grab my paper trimmer again, and we're just going to trim out these greetings. Just cut it right to the height of that greeting. Okay, a little bit more this way. There we go. It's better to have a piece of paper that is too big than a piece of paper that is too small, right? All right, I am going to banner this again. If you have a punch that you prefer to use, you can do that. I am too lazy to grab my punches, but these are small greetings, so it's easy to flag these banners. Okay, perfect. All right, we are ready to assemble something. I'm going to set my greetings off to the side. I'm going to pull out my card bases. These are So Saffron. So our card bases were Fleur de Flamingo, Pool Party, and So Saffron. This is becoming my favorite yellow. Bumblebee was my favorite yellow for a while, but that one is one of our end colors that's going to be leaving. So I am moving on to So Saffron quite a bit. I really love it. All right, some adhesive on the back of this. Again, we're putting this on. This one is going on a little bit straighter. The DSP we're going to put on crooked. Again, so makes it a little bit easier. This one we're just going to put on a little bit straighter. There we go, just like that. And we're going to put these off to the side, and I'm going to put adhesive on the back of all of my DSP pieces. And I'm going to use those polka dots again. On these cards, you'll see that I used a stripe, a rainbow stripe. It's a different one than this one. This one's a little bit bigger of a rainbow stripe, but those polka dots I really love too. I wanted to use those polka dots, so that's what we're going to use. Some Stampin' Seal on the back of all of these. The hardest part of these cards is definitely all the assembly and the coloring and the fussy cutting. Once you get all that done, the assembly actually goes really easy. It's all that prep work. I'm going to start with my 1 by 3 inch strips. I'm going to put one up here, and I'm going to put one down here, again at an angle. So make sure I'm on camera. And this one's going to go on an angle too, and this one's going to go more off to the left. We're going to put our otters up over here, so move it all over to the left. So one over here, and one over here, and then our big 2 by 3 piece. Make sure your rainbows are going in the right direction. Like that. So cute. All right, now our otters, I am going to stick them down flat onto my hexagon. So if you have your otters all colored, and I used crumb cake again, and then the fish is colored in So Saffron blends, which cracks me up because it makes it look like he's kind of holding like a goldfish cracker. That's what it keeps reminding me. I was coloring these and I'm like, he's holding a goldfish. All right, right on over that. And when I fussy cut these, let me see if I can pull this off. You can see that I did not cut his little hairs on the top. I did not go that detailed. I just cut that right off because all that stamp detail is already behind him. So we don't need to worry about those extra little details. So cute. Now these will go on with dimensionals. Let's stick our greetings on. These are going on just flat onto our card. Actually, as long as those have adhesive, I'm just going to set them off to the side. I'm going to stick some dimensionals on our otters here. This is going to kind of help us decide where they're going. So grab a greeting. This greeting is going to go over here. And I want my otter. So just kind of figure out where your greeting's going to go and place your otter down. Just like that. Isn't that cute? All right, do the same with this one. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball where my greeting's going to go, make sure that's going to work, and stick my otter down. All right, you should have 2 bows left from your prep work. We're going to stick those onto our cards. My scissors, and we're gonna kind of stick them up under his tail or under the hexagon, wherever you can stick that. This bow is kind of bigger. I don't know why I made that one so big. Who knows? All right, I was probably distracted. All right, and finally our finishing touch. We're gonna use some genial gems. I'm gonna use the green ones this time. Let's see if I can get them. Here we go. We're going to put 3 of these on each card too. So cute. Okay, can I get it? There we go. I like the gems with the dot DSP. I think they look really cute. All right. I need some more putty on my little take your pick tool here. Doesn't want to pick them up. All right, one more. And we're done. I love these cards. They are so cute. Again, the coloring and the fussy cutting will take you the longest, but I think once you get all that done, they are so cute. So let's bring in all the cards we made. So these are we'll go through all the otters first. So here's our otters. These are our So Saffron otters. And then we have our Flirty Flamingo otters. These are little birthday ones. And we have our Pool Party otters. They are so cute. These are such a cute stack of cards. And like I said, they make a great gift. Or if you need, you know, just a stack of cards, they are so much fun. All right, so let's leave these here. And then we have our hedgehogs and our nuts and bolts versions. If you wanted to make either of those. And again, all of these pictures will be up on my blog. We have our hedgehogs and our nuts and bolts of the Flirty Flamingo. And our hedgehog and our nuts and bolts for the pool party. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. So remember, I will be live tomorrow right here in my VIP group again at 10 a.m. for celebration. This is what we're gonna make tomorrow. Love it. So you can join me tomorrow for that. And then I will be live again when my paper pumpkin gets here. I don't know when. It's not coming today. I know it's not coming today. So it's going to be at least Tuesday next week since Monday is a holiday. So when that comes, I will go live again. But otherwise, I hope you guys join me tomorrow again for celebration. All of these will be up on my blog. Give me about an hour to get everything together and up on my blog, and I will have them all up. And if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Please share this with your crafty friends. I would love to reach out to them. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. That really helps me meet new people. All right, guys, have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, and have a great day. Bye.